Doing a quick car video today because I don't want Bosco to hear me talking about his birthday in a video. But before I start all that, I want to say that I'm feeling a lot better today. I'm glad that I'm finally able to sit and do a video, and albeit in a weird sort of cars rushing by me scenario. Things are getting back to normal and everything seems good. But as I say, it's Bosco's birthday in 28 days time, Halloween basically, and we've booked his party. We know what we're doing. He's having we booked a hall basically with it's a science show party thing where a guy's going to make slime, and I think he's either going to make a rocket take off in the car park or is going to do something else. I think we're letting Bosco decide between two options, but it sounds cool. I'm hoping I can film some on the day, but obviously with it being less than a month away, we need to start actually buying him birthday presents. We're not very prepared on that front, and the little fella doesn't have a clue what he wants, which is quite funny really, because kids these days don't seem to have an idea at all what they want. He always asks for some Pokemon Plush toys. So he wants the Pokemon Sun and Moon starter Pokemon, the Rowlet, the Litten, the Poplio, that sort of thing. I was trying to cover my beard being lit up by the sun, but it's not working. So he wants them to basically continue his collection of Pokemon characters, which is great because he does play with them. He hugs them, he sleeps with them, he has them about his room. We set up a game where we basically the kids split however many each, and they had their team that they picked and they set up and they thought about, and then I rolled a dice, and you got, like, if you were water versus fire and you did a water move on a fire Pokemon, then you get 2 times the score. If you were the opposite way around, electricity fighting rock, for example, you get half the score. And the idea was they'd roll a dice, and if it was a 6, then they'd either get 6, 3 or 12. Pretty much the same as the real Pokemon works, to be fair. But the idea was that he has loads of these now, so they can sit and they can think about their party and they can have a good fun game with it, and they enjoy it. They like playing it. It's they've not played it in a little while, to be fair, but they liked the idea of it. They enjoyed it when we used to set it up. I used to set a random number generator on the TV sometimes and stuff like that. We should do that again sometime. That'd be fun. We should film that at some point, but I don't know whether it would work as well on camera. But anyway, so he's asked for 3 of them, 1 of each of the starters. We're kind of like, okay, you have got a lot now, but fair enough. They're not too bad. They're all about £6-7 each, sort of thing. He just loves them. Every time I go to Comic-Con, I get him one. Every time I go to like some sort of event or another, I get him one. It's something that he likes and he collects. But other than that, he's got no idea what he wants, and I've got no idea what a 6-year-old would want, because when I was 6, when I was 5, I got a Master System. When I was 6, I got a Mega Drive, which is very lucky. And then every year beyond that, it was games. But Bosco's cursed with the fact he's got a dad who plays a lot of games. So the games that he would like are the Mario games, the Pokemon games, and that sort of thing. But I'm already getting them because I'm a child. So I can't fob him off and get him Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, because I'm getting Pokemon Let's Go Eevee and he's going to play it with me as much as he wants to. So I would, if I got him that, I would literally be buying myself a game for his birthday present, which is the absolute awfulest thing I could think of doing. So I'm not doing that. We're getting that already. He's asked for Ready to Robots, which I keep calling Ready to Go Bots, and everyone thinks I'm a maniac for getting the name wrong, but I've never heard of these things. They're like little collectibles that you get a pack, and it's like a blind bag. When you open it, it's a robot you put together, and there's a little man in slime, and you put him in the robot, and you can battle them and piece them together and stuff. But I was looking at this on Amazon, and basically they sell loads of different types, and there's loads of different versions and loads of different like releases and batches and whatever. And I think it's on generation 2 of them or whatever. They're all, these toy companies, you know what it's like. They all try and they come up with the new fad that everyone's going to collect. And Lamp Up has collected tons of these in the past, like LOLs and Shopkins, and I'm trying to think what else. Even the squishes that they're all obsessed with and stuff like that. Like, they're still just the things that these kids seem to want, and they're all cheap. They're all like £5 to £10. If you're a maniac, you could spend 50 quid on like a magical mental one that no one should really. That's for like, they always make them in the off chance that a whale comes along, someone who's going to spend big money on it. But I don't think they really get bought in that any, unless I'm talking about millionaire kids here. But these Ready to Robot things are like that for boys. Well, I say for boys. They're aimed at boys, but for everyone, obviously. I put one of them on his list. I sat there and I made a list with him so that I could look through it. And he was like, oh, yeah, these. And I looked through them, and all of the reviews on Amazon are like, bought this for my 5-year-old/6-year-old. I think it looks terrible. He thinks it's good. You know, he's happy, but I'm not. I feel like I've wasted money. And so I'm very much like, I'll get him one because the review suggests that he'll be happy with it. But I feel like I'm making a fool of myself and they're ripping me off. You might notice there a cloud had moved or something, but the sun just was rising up my face and further into my eyes. I was thinking, how long have I been doing this video? Have I been recording for an entire day and the sun's rising again? But anyway, I moved the car forward like 3 meters and now it's not in my face, so I can talk freely. And I'm probably not in all the cars behind me's way as much now. But these ready to robot things just seem... I'm not expecting every present I get to be something that the kid uses for the rest of his life or the rest of the year or plays excessively. I don't necessarily have any kind of wish that it's something that's going to be, 3-4 years. I feel like we are in a society now where these things are going to last 6 months tops. But I feel like a ready to robot just feels like it's going to open the wrapper, it's going to piece it together, it's going to put the man in it, it's going to fall apart pretty quickly, and then it's going to go in the pile of rubbish that is just a collection of tat that he's accumulated over the years from just, I don't know, getting goodie bags and stuff like that. I mean, that's what Lampup's room is like. Lampup's room is like squishes everywhere, pots of slime everywhere, LOLs, Shopkins and all of that. And she doesn't really play with them. She doesn't sit there and play a game where they're all talking to one another or whatever. She'll sit there and she'll just arrange them and get them out and look at them. And some of them smell of some sort of scent or another and she'll smell them. And it's like, that's all well and good, but I don't know, it's not really a game, That just seems... I just don't really get it. It's like, I know that as an adult, I collect, like, the Funko Pops, and they go on a shelf. But I collect them because they're like... I don't know, they're cool little collection things. But they're not the only thing I do. And I'm just looking at this now and I'm thinking, are there any games Bosco could play? What sort of games would I not get because I'm an adult that he would like as a 6-year-old? I don't think he'd have the patience for any of the old ones that I've already played, like Crash Bandicoot and things like that. Although he would know who that was. But then I also don't really want to get him a load of computer games because, from a selfish point of view, that monopolises a lot of the time that I could be playing games in the evening. But that's not what I mean by what I'm about to say. It kind of, if I'm getting the games that I want to play, they're all multiplayer. Really, at this stage of my life, like all the ones I've got in my mind that I want to play, I want to play with him. I want to play the Pokemon Let's Go. I want to play Super Smash Bros. I want to play Pokken Tournament. I want to play Mario. There's lots of these. There's a good 5, 6, 7 games coming out in the near future on the Switch that he will enjoy playing with me. So I mean, a part of me thinks, yeah, okay, that's not going to be the only exclusive thing. But if I get him a £30-40 game, he's not going to have much more, we're not spending much on him, if that makes sense, so he's not going to have much more leeway. So I just find it really bizarre, because I almost feel like it was easier when I was little. I don't know, I got a Mega Drive with Sonic, Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, Revenge of Shinobi, and some other game, I can't even think now, like a 5th game. And that probably was my entire birthday budget all gone in one go. But it was amazing. And I played the hell out of them for years. Like, I'd put Sonic 1 on and I'd play it for an entire day and get nowhere. And then play it again the next day and get nowhere. And you couldn't save on them. So you just repeat the same thing over and over again. And kids don't have that grind anymore. They complete a game and then there's nothing really left to do. I mean, Mario's a bit different in that there's so much more to do that he'll never complete it. But I don't know. I'm not saying he doesn't need anything and therefore he shouldn't get anything or making it sound like he's a spoilt brat. I just mean he's sat there going, oh, I just want more of these things, and I'm thinking they're just I don't know I need your wisdom, the wisdom of crowds, suggestions. I think I'm just going to give him the Smiths catalogue and the Argos catalogue, and I'm just going to let him circle things. But he's very suggestible. Like, he saw out of the corner of his eye on the Amazon page I was on that there was a red car. He went, I want a red car. I went, there's a red car on the screen there. You're just looking at what's on the screen, you little monkey. And he was like, okay, I want this. I'm like, that's further down. I know you've just seen this. And then Lampup starts putting ideas out. And I'm like, I don't want him to just buy something spur of the moment just because it's the thing he saw. But I also don't want to overthink it. I'm not trying to say it's got to be the grandest present in the world and it's got to change his life, because he's a 6-year-old and no present's going to do that. The onus is probably on me to think of an awesome gift and give him it and surprise him. But I'd like to get in this mindset of, I don't know, here's something you'll enjoy. And I just can't think, really. I don't know. What a conundrum. But I've also got to tell grandparents, aunts and uncles and whatnot what they should get him. And that is another conundrum, basically, because I don't know. And if I leave it up to them, they get him Star Wars stuff. That's for my sister if she's watching. Blooming Star Wars stuff. We don't like Star Wars. And yeah, he ends up with Star Wars stuff, which he doesn't play with, really. We have to remind him to play with them. But kids are like that again. And that's not me besmirching the gift, really. I'm just teasing my sister and testing whether she watches. But kids don't, they'll go, oh, I'm bored. And we're like, go play with your toy or whatever. So I need something that he's going to pick up on his own. And I don't know. Help. That is me anyway for the moment. Another, they're not all going to be about the kids. They're not all going to be about their birthdays. It's just the thing that's in my mind at the moment, because it's October and it's here, and, Halloween is Bosco's birthday. But, yeah, let me know your thoughts. It'll be useful. I don't think there's much else going on at the moment. Still battling persimmons, still dealing with loads of random nonsense. There's a few topics that I want to cover off at some point soon, but I need them to flesh out a bit, or I need them to update, or we need to know more about it before we're finished. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. Give me a subscribe, like the video if you like what I'm saying. Please comment some suggestions, because I could really do with them. If you've got young kids, then that'd be great. I mean, I don't know what people would suggest these days. I played with like Action Man and stuff like that when I was a kid, but they're not really in anymore. If I got him an Action Man, he would just put it with all of his Marvel and DC dolls that he never plays with. The world's just too different. I'm too disconnected, and it's not that far distant from now, but it just seems like the world has moved on much further than it did between me and my own dad. But yeah, who knows? Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you. I realised just as one. Actually, I wasn't going to say I'll see you later, but because I do the podcast on Fridays, it seems silly to try and squeeze in putting the kids to bed, doing a video, and then doing the podcast. So I was thinking what I would do is do the podcast on Fridays and then do a video Saturday or Sunday, because then I can go Monday, Wednesday, podcast, weekend video. So let me know your thoughts on that schedule. That should mean more stuff, because I'm counting the podcast as a thing and I'll promote that. But, let me know. Sorry this one's a bit shaky because I'm on the camera phone, but as I explained, need to hide from the children before I say anything, and I'm going to pick them up now, so I'll do that. But thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts. Sorry again, because I can see myself shaking the camera because my arm's aching. And I'll see you on Saturday, but listen to Mature Gamer on Friday. Cheers.